decisions. We are announcing today that beginning with tomorrow's tournament games, we will be implementing limited access. What that means for our teams is they'll have access to 125 tickets. They'll be ticketed game by game, and we'll clear the venue after each game. Our athletic directors have decided that the tickets would go to guests of student athletes and staff members, and that we do not plan to have pep bands, cheerleaders, or dance teams as part of the group that's in. So it's the attempt is to absolutely minimize the number of people that are here, but still to find a way to conduct the events and actually get the opportunity to play the games. We have done this in consultation with a number of different entities. Among them, our conference board of directors who voted unanimously to implement this process. We also have been advised by the KU Medical Center emergency response team, the CDC, public health officials, City of Kansas City, and also the Sports Commission. And so obviously we don't do this lightly. I think it's, we are blessed to have the best basketball tournament in all of college basketball, and to have to take these steps is painful for everyone that's involved, but these are unusual times, and so we have taken the steps that we think are appropriate. Some of it was at the leadership of the NCAA, but I want to reiterate that I've been on the phone with my A5 colleagues 3 times today already, and I think you'll see that most of them are doing likewise. So let me stop there and address your questions. Blair?
Does this include the women's tournament?
It does include the women's.
Bob, just discuss kind of the mechanism and the machinery that went into this thing. I mean, how much were you taking into account what the NCAA was saying and watching what other Power 5 leagues were doing, and in addition to talking to local folks?
Until today, we have had no one tell us that having a building full of people was ill-advised. That had been my public comment. I was confident in being in the crowd, and we were assured that it was safe to assemble those crowds. Today that began to change. Certainly the NCAA's information is a part of it. Burns Hargis, the president of Oklahoma State University, was in the Board of Governors meeting when they received a report from the advisory committee to the NCAA that includes a former Surgeon General of the United States. And little by little, we began to give thought to it. Interestingly enough, I was in a meeting at which our faculty athletics reps and our ADs and some others were actually talking about name, image, and likeness of all things. Those tend not to be real cheery meetings, and yet it got worse by the time we got finished with it. So it's been a process that's been going on since about noon, and most recently I just got off another A5 call about 20 minutes ago. So it's been a process, but our athletics directors and our presidents and chancellors have been involved every step of the way.
Commissioner Bowlsby, Todd Lebo, Sports Radio 810 here in Kansas City. This is probably a little bit outside of your realm of expertise, but I'm assuming you've been talking to people here in the Power and Light District, or the people with Kansas City. Are you encouraging people not to go gather over there to watch the game, or is this announcement just about what's happening inside this building?
Well, one of the things we heard from Anthony Fauci, I heard it the same way everybody else heard it on television, was that it's going to get much, much worse. And so that isn't me making an assessment. That's the representative of the National Institutes of Health. And if that's his assessment, his advice was don't assemble in large crowds and use proper hygienic practices. And so I take him at his word. He's one of the foremost authorities in the country, and that was a much more severe warning than what we had heard previously. And so we drew no conclusions of our own from a medical standpoint, but relied on the best advisors we could, including those that are advising the NCAA and our federal government.
Bob, over here. You've been in this game a long time. I think you were not the chairman of the selection committee, on the selection committee at one point. What does this whole day and thing mean to you personally?
Well, you know, I was actually explaining to our ADs that the closest thing I've had to this experience was when I was on the basketball committee. The Department of Defense was actually in contact with us about initiating hostilities in Iraq, and we had some very oddly timed conference calls, and I always thought it was exceedingly strange that we would be a part of anything that had to do with a military operation, but the representatives made us understand just how important March Madness is to the culture of our country, and how disconcerting it would be to not play the tournament. And so from that point, perhaps before that, but certainly from that point, you just get a feeling for how much a part of Americana this tournament is. And so, you know, I consider our tournament an extension of that, and this is going to be disruptive in ways that nothing else has been relative to the NCAA tournament. So I care deeply about the tournament. I was on the committee for 5 years and served twice as the chair, and I've also just recently talked with Dan Gavitt, and you know, he feels awful about the way it's gone. We don't look forward to this time of year, and this just isn't any fun.